Action!
Action!
Alright, take 2. You're gonna ask the question again?
What question? Oh.
No, Molly was gonna ask you.
Oh, I'm gonna ask a question?
I think Molly's
Oh, have you ever seen a squirrel poop?
No. No.
No.
Not seen. It's a good question.
Today I saw a desert beetle poop.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Yeah, it was just crawling on the sand, and I didn't see it because I was like, oh, beetle, interesting, and then I walked off, and the next thing I know, you guys are laughing about the beetle that pooped.
Yes.
It's like if a tree falls in the forest. I didn't see the tree fall. I didn't see the beetle poop.
Right.
The beetle poops in the desert. What did you?
Did it actually poop?
Did it actually poop?
If we didn't witness it. I think
it?
I think things poop without us watching.
Do they really though? Or are they just part of like, they only exist when we see them?
Like that beetle comes alive and he's like action when we're around.
Yeah, before that he's like smoking behind the screen going, okay, when am I on? And then it's like, oh, there they are. Let me act like a beetle right now. Let me poop. They'll find it funny.
That would be pretty great.
That's what we do, behind stage.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
How do you guys pull that off? I guess the stage started. I mean, how do you guys pull it off?
Every time we come back to this place, it's like, you're on cue. And we're just like the characters in this play. Just like you.
Was I smoking behind stage?
Yeah.
Like when you sleep? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're sleeping, you're kind of like backstage, and then you wake up, and then it's you.
Well, I just took a nap.
So you were on break.
I was on break. It was a 3-hour nap.
Yeah.
But don't think it helped me though. You know how naps make you woozy?
Yeah. Like it's too long of a break, and you don't want to go back to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like when you take a 2-hour lunch instead of a 1 hour, and you're like, oh, I don't want to go back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
For those people that work, I remember that. I was that character a while ago.
Well, I remember not being able to nap because it would just throw me off, and so now I've mastered napping, like the 20-minute nap.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
15, 20-minute nap.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
No. You needed more though, because we just came out of Joshua Tree Festival, so.
Yeah, I mean.
It was rough.
Maybe I needed more, right? Yeah, it was pretty windy, and you're telling me that's unusual, so. But, well, no, that's what I hear all the time. Weather has been unusual, just sporadically pop up and do something a little bit more wind today, a little bit more rain today, a little bit more heat.
Yeah.
Something weird, right?
It's like there's more.
A little bit more tornadoes.
Everybody wants more drama. So it's like, okay, let's turn up the wind machine and let's turn up the rain machine.
I mean, what if that's... Well, there's so many factors into play, right? The government can be controlling the weather, right? Or it could be, what do you call that?
Pachamama?
Pachamama. it could be Mother Earth. Global warming is a big thing.
Yeah.
Here's a scary question. A lot of people. Do you guys think global warming is real or not real?
Like, does the sun warm up the earth? Or are we talking about are humans polluting this world?
Yeah, are humans polluting this world where it's... So I've actually met people who've said global warming is not real, is just the sun naturally heating up.
Well, global warming as a theory, right? But like, are we polluting the earth? Like,
Yes, we are polluting the earth.
yeah,
That's a
that's
no-brainer.
a no-brainer. Are we
But
polluting
is
our
it
air?
Yes.
Is it changing our atmosphere? And that's where it gets like, if you just say global warming, then people go, oh no, that's just an idea. But if you look at the facts and you just start adding one and one, it's like math. You know what I mean? Like, you see the animals are all dying from
The
like
water,
plastics.
the
and-
water isn't as good to drink anymore.
No, it's polluted
Like,
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's dammed and the fish can't go upstream and
We gotta put something into it to make it clean. Right?
but you shouldn't. It's like we're adding so many different things to make it dirty. Now they want to make it clean by adding more things
Oh.
instead of
That
just
seems like more like a
going
government.
after the problem. The problem is that we're putting shit into the water from the beginning.
like the creative things to do with trash. Like I really like enjoyed like some of these ideas about what to do with trash, but I'd like to talk about like let's not create these things.
Right.
So music festivals, if you don't allow plastics, you don't allow these
Single
things to be
serving.
used.
Grocery stores,
Yeah, if you
Walgreens.
Yeah.
Oops, I said it. Get you in trouble. No, you're right. These they should not allow it.
yeah.
Especially festivals, because festivals aren't tied to aren't tied to any corporation. But there is a vision kind of. Should I say the names?
We
I
say
get
names all the
nervous.
time.
Okay,
It's not for money. We're not doing
there
anything
was-
for money. We're just talking.
Yeah,
One
but then
festival-
it's like that's another thing. You say the name. It could be like, oh, these people said that.
Right.
But
Let's
I'm
generalize.
sidetracking.
We're gonna generalize.
Let's
Generalize. Let's generalize.
because
I'm
it's
sorry.
not just one.
Some
Or- yeah.
festivals they don't have any plastic.
You're talking about Envision. Envision did a great job with like taking the plates from us and like we did like a rotation system.
Right, they
You
had
know.
their own system.
Yeah.
But they were still producing a ton of waste because people were bringing it into the festival.
Right, but that wasn't really Envision. It was the people.
Right.
It was like
yeah.
education of the people. Like, no one like you can't blame a company. They're like doing it because people want that. So it's about educating the people not to need it, right? It's about this weird like way of like we want things now, and we want it
Convenience.
convenient, right?
Yeah.
And it's like too inconvenient to buy bulk or too inconvenient to buy fruit that's not in a bag, like but we have plenty at home. Like if people go through their houses, they can go and find their reusable bags and find their reusable containers and all that stuff, but they're really busy. So it's just the way it is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like the solution is to really educate the people that really want to do it, and then they can teach their people that are listening to them, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, we teach the ones that are really passionate about it, and then they can reach their circle of influence, and
Well,
that's how it can trickle down.
Yes, but the effect doesn't trickle down because there's just people who are like, and some with good reason, but some with bullshit reason. They just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's like, why don't they give a shit? Because they don't know. Like, it hasn't affected. They think that it doesn't affect them personally
Yeah.
because they don't know enough. Like, when you can't drink water anymore because it's so polluted,
Yeah.
it's gonna affect them and their children and their grandchildren very personally. And then they're gonna be like, I should have listened to those
Well,
aliens.
You should have listened to the aliens. But it's like we're very, very disconnected from our future children.
Yeah.
We haven't spiritually. We haven't grown to the point where we're interdimensional. So everything that we do now affects everything.
Right.
Even our next future lives and stuff.
Right.
I mean, but we're disconnected from that. We're like, this is it. You live, you dead.
Right. And I'm gonna get mine while I'm here.
That's the mentality.
Yeah.
I'm a cloner. get mom while I'm here.
And
I
it's
mean,
about
we-
taking the care of the children that you have right now.
We have iPhones and stuff, but it's still very Neanderthal. You know, like the way that we think, even though we have all this technology and all this ability to communicate now and all that stuff, it's still very like survival mentality, like not like
Yeah, and it shouldn't be.
we're not in
We're-
survival mentality. Anyone
not-
in the United States is not.
Right, but some people are.
They feel
I
like
think
they are.
most people have a mindset of scarcity
Yeah.
and lack and survival.
Well,
Even though if you look at them, they have a home, they have a car, they have all the food they can imagine, and if their job went away, they have all kinds of people in their life that have those same things that they could like.
well,
Sure.
that's
Sure.
right. That's right. Most people have that, but then there's people that also. Well, I met somebody who just out of nowhere. It wasn't his fault. He became homeless.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a regular dude, but he was homeless and he was treated as such, and he gave me a link to his Facebook page, and you see him with a normal suit on with his friends, just hanging out at a stadium or whatever, a sports stadium or whatever, and then all of a sudden, so that fear is inside of me. I think that's.
Of becoming homeless?
No. But here's the thing, right? You have people that are more well off, like super well off than others, and they don't have no fears.
Oh, they have fears.
They have a different type of fears.
They're as fearful of their security, I think, as everyone else. It's a
Probably more. That's why they have
if
police
you
forces
if you
and
have
all that stuff.
if you have $1 million homes and all these like employees and all this stuff, and if your income changes a little bit, like there goes homes, there goes this, it's still there. I've seen it. I've seen people
I've lived
that
both.
are.
I've lived both, like lives of like the really nice homes and then like living by the beach, and I've also been homeless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I had less fear while I was homeless. I had nothing to lose. I was just living every day.
But you were living in a good beach area where people were more helpful to you. Cause some areas.
Possibly, yes.
There's
yes,
like
definitely.
the guy who I met was in New Jersey, and the only city he could go to was Patterson. And
But that's not really true. He could go and I mean, like, if you could do something to take a bus pretty much anywhere in the U.S., like, or you could even ask
you
people. I
can
remember
hitch a ride.
during the homeless phase, the homeless people would talk and be like, hey, you need to ask for what you need. Like, there's people that are willing to help you. Like, if you go, hey, I want to go to Florida, will you buy me a bus ticket? If you ask enough people, somebody will do it.
That's a good point too.
Or hitchhike.
A lot of people are scared of they have too much pride or something.
Sure, yeah.
That was another thing with this guy I met. He had two brothers, and he had too much pride to even ask his brothers for help.
That's probably why he's there in the situation that he's at. Not judging, I'm just saying, like, if you're saying that, you know, you could see that while in that conversation, maybe he's not there anymore. Maybe he's, like, totally well off now because he knows how to do it. You know, but, like, maybe he was there at that moment because he needed to learn that lesson of pride.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's something deeper.
Yeah, I don't think money relates to how many fears people have or don't have in their
They
life.
just have fear.
Like fear is based on something different.
Right. Fear is fear. It could be somebody with money or somebody without money.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, fear.
But when you said when you were homeless, you had
I had less fear because there was no, like...
stuff to worry about.
Yeah, there's no locking my doors because I had no doors. Does that make sense? Like, there was less to worry about in the sense of, like, the everyday consumer mentality worry.
Well, you would say you embraced being homeless.
I did on purpose.
You chose
You
it.
did.
I chose it, yeah.
Okay.
It's, like, part of the human journey, you know? It's, like, if you've never done it, try it. It's
So you had
great.
But did you have no money when you were?
Yeah,
So how did you lose all that money?
I gave it away.
You gave it away. And then how did? Okay, so a lot of people have trouble getting out of homelessness. How did you get out of it?
I started like collecting trash and making like jewelry and still giving it away, like gifting it, and like I just started gifting everything that I possibly could.
Okay.
And then so that's a whole other thing. Like once you start doing like the gifting society type of mentality
Yeah.
and get away from consumerism,
Yeah.
it's
You
totally
get taken care
different.
of
Yeah.
with gifts.
Yeah. There's like so much to like give people, and like energy is like you can't stop energy. So like when you give to somebody, if you don't expect anything back from that person, but you understand how like the cycle works, you know, that energy that you give is gonna come back to you.
All right. So but give without fruition.
Like if I give you something right now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but I want that bracelet back. I'm gonna give you this phone, but I want this bracelet in exchange.
Yeah.
It's not a gift. It's an exchange.
Yeah.
And that's the
It's
basis
still money.
of money.
Yeah.
It's an exchange.
Yeah.
Right? But if I give you a gift out of like me like hearing like, man, I really feel like I want to give this to you,
Yeah.
because I don't know, I just see the connection of that little gift, and I go, here, I thought that I was thinking about you when I got this for you, and here you go. And I don't expect anything back from you.
Yeah.
The whole energy of that goes all the way around and comes back to me in like such an amazing, beautiful way. There's no books about it. There's nothing that I've ever encountered that actually you can actually like see, because you can't see it. You don't know when it's coming back to you. You just trust.
Yeah.
And you don't know if the gift that you're getting right now is from something you did a day ago or 10 years ago.
Yeah. You just keep that energy going, and
Yeah.
it just-
You give when you can, and
When
Yeah.
it makes sense.
when it makes sense.
yeah.
I've been caught giving too much lately. I've been shut down in different situations because there's also an art to when to gift. Not just like standing on the corner and being like, "Hey everyone, I have money."
Here, give it away. Like no,
It's like
you have
this
to
person
listen.
comes to me and I know I'm supposed to buy them food. I know I'm supposed to give them this $20. It just makes sense. I met a kid at the music festival this weekend who always wanted a tiny harmonica, and I had one around my neck, and I knew I was gonna gift it. Like as soon as it made sense for me that it was him that has always wanted it, and it was gonna be so meaningful to him to have that.
Yeah.
I took it off my neck, and I knew that was where I would gift.
Yeah.
So like the second level of it is to know when to, as well.
Yeah. It's like a boomerang. A gifting boomerang, we call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gave. I gifted. I gifted some of my props away,
Yeah.
but I only if the person wanted it.
Right. Because you see it in people's eyes when they're really like excited about something, or when they've talked about something, and then you just happen to run into it. Like, I mean, I started with garbage. It was literally garbage shells. Like I would go to the beach and like find like wire that was just dropped on the ground, and I would like find, or my friends would gift me little things, and I would just make it into jewelry, and then I would have it there, and somebody would be like, "Oh my gosh, I really like this piece. How much?" And I was like, "Here, it's yours." You know, because they already told me that they really liked it, and it was already like exciting for them to see something that they liked, you know.
That was one of the first things that like sparked our conversation when we first met.
Yeah.
Was that he had a piece of jewelry that he wanted to gift me, and it was, you put your essential oils in it,
Yeah.
and I'm really into essential oils, so like he knew in that moment that like, man, if I got her one of those necklaces, she would really dig it.
Where did you guys meet?
Joshua Tree Music Festival. 4 years ago.
So you met there.
Yeah.
I thought, and then. Oh, okay. I didn't know you guys met there.
And then we met in Envision.
Oh yeah, we met at Envision. Yeah.
Yeah.
On his birthday.
Oh, you know what? You know what these I've been. Well, okay. Well, I don't see it as a. Well, I've been performing for most of the time. I mean, I do occasionally have a bucket or whatever for money, but most of the time I just perform and I present for you know, it's like an honor to get perform and get an audience
And that's your gift.
yeah.
When you're doing it like that, like all that energy is like mounting up and coming back your way.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
But it seems like for me it's been hard to convince people that I'd be great for a small little audience, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's all in my head, I don't know.
Well, there's.
So I don't want this blog to be boring. I'm scared
It's not
right
boring.
now.
No, people wanting to get to know you. They know one part of you, and like as
And
we
there's
get
always
to know
editing,
you,
dude.
there's always editing.
Just take it out.
No.
Some of you will not
I'm
do this.
not gonna edit it.
Right.
Who has time to edit any of this?
Speaking
It's
of
better
editing,
that way, that it's not edited.
my battery's gonna die, you guys. So
What?
yeah.
You didn't charge your battery?
No, I never do. So
I never do.
if
This is gonna
if
end
we cut
short.
off in ours, go to his. Go to that one over there. What's your blog? I always keep calling them blogs. So what's your podcast?
Matt.
Tell them.
Well, I'm just gonna post it on YouTube. Matthew Silver, Love Fart Awakening.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We're gonna post it so you guys know.
Have you ever seen a squirrel poop?
That's our little spot
Yeah.
on YouTube. Cause my
Have you
camera's
ever
gonna
seen
die.
a squirrel poop?
Yeah.
I have.
So when this one cuts
Oh, okay.
off,
So not only have you seen a beetle poop, you've seen a squirrel poop.
Yeah. He went down to the base of the tree and he felt around, like he found like the perfect like mushy spot and he just like hunkered down, boop boop, and left. It was great.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
perfect time.
Perfect timing. Yes.
But most people haven't seen a squirrel poop.
No.
Have you?
No, I came up
I
with this
haven't.
question about it, I don't know, 6 months ago, and it just started being like my icebreaker for random conversations.
Yeah.
Because when like we travel a lot and we have a lot of conversations with people and it seems like that quiet, awkward silence, I break it up with, so have you ever seen a squirrel poop? And it works because it gets people to like laugh and like be silly and like
And I like
not be
awkward-
so serious.
I like awkward silence. I'll do it on purpose.
You'll keep the awkward silence?
Yeah, just let it go. Like wait for them to say something. Even though I have like so many stories, I could just start rambling.
Yeah, I'm getting to that thing.
No, awkward silence is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, right.
It helps people come closer together.
Or run
Really?
away.
Or run away.
Yeah.
I-
It like filters people.
It filters people because you get to see the people who have more patience and people who have less patience.
Yeah.
In a way, or people who can't handle just reflection. Well, I don't. Well, okay. When I perform, I always I do my thing.
And then
Yeah.
the quiet. Yeah, that's fun.
And that's always been like, it's been compared to like a psychedelic trip, reflection time,
Sloth.
awkwardness, sloth,
Pause for effect.
cause
Yeah.
for effect. I mean, there's so many levels, and then you just freeze, and then the audience talks, and then the audience has an opportunity to entertain itself. You know,
Ooh.
like turn his on switch on, turn his on switch on. You know, touch his butt, pull down his pants. Someone might do it.
You've heard so many of those things.
Yeah.
Has
Well-
anyone done that kind of stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
Did they get consent first?
some people touch butts without consent.
Yes,
Yes.
that's me.
Yes.
Some people pull pants down without consent, and then the cock and balls is.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
a voodoo.
I mentioned
Cock and balls is a Voodoo Doughnut donut.
a voodoo.
If you ever go, when you come to Portland, we'll go take you to Voodoo Donuts, and
Go to
you
Cock and
gotta order
Balls.
the cock and balls.
they have donuts. It's a
But they're
donut
good.
It's
shop.
a donut shop,
They have the same donut shop in Denver too.
I've heard they're around. We
Yeah.
have 3 of them in Portland.
Oh, okay, so they're a pretty big chain.
Yeah.
Cock and balls.
Cock and balls.
Custard
Oops,
filled.
we just. Don't,
It's
okay,
a vegan donut place. They
it's
actually have vegan donuts.
vegan donuts.
I don't know how good they are, but
A lot of times I get nervous. Like we just mentioned this company, and I get nervous now in the days of our times. Like
yeah.
you mentioned certain, it's
Brands.
like brands, and then all of a sudden, you're gonna piss them off. You know what I mean? It's just like
It comes with the growth, I guess, because I'm not big enough to get nervous. Nobody
Right.
cares what I say. You are getting there.
well, I'll tell you the truth. Nobody cares what I say either.
Well, there we go then.
Because I'm still like, but you can still, you can still, or maybe it's just, God damn it. I admit, I still have fear in my, as fearless as I can be, like, performing, I still have, like,
Sure.
Fear, yeah.
The corporate monster is gonna get you.
the corporate monster is gonna get you. But it's not gonna get you. But one time I was on the phone, and I was talking to my friend, like, oh, I hate traffic. I hate it so much. Shit, I'm too scared to talk about this. But I said I would get, like,
You can generalize instead of the word.
generalize. I would do something really bad to the people, around me, and I would just go ba 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 ba, and I was just talking, but then we were on the phone, and the phone went. I heard a ring. So I feel like I triggered the automatic computer system.
Yeah.
And now I'm flagged. I could be.
Yeah.
With the updated technology, they, Edward Snowden, they have the technology to constantly track you
Right.
with the satellites, and that means you're constantly getting whatever radiation from the satellites. So I'm constantly. Guys, you shouldn't hang around me. I'm being, I've got microwave signals.
Well,
It's all part of the show.
Yeah, I've got a good protective bubble that you should hang out with me more so that you can take a break.
From the microwave.
From the microwave.
Thank you. You have anti-microwave. But we've come to the point where it's easy to become paranoid, but there is absolutely no escape from. There's the illusion of escape from all of this, but there is no escape from it, and I feel like the only choice really is to. You can only as I say that I have that fear, and the only thing you can really do is embrace that there is no escape from. Like I went to Costa Rica to escape, but
That's not. Yeah.
It's definitely not escape. Even you guys go to Guatemala. There's no escape in Guatemala.
We've been all over the world.
We've been all over the world.
There's no escape.
The current condition is the current condition. We can't run away from it.
Yeah.
So, one of the reasons why I eat as healthy as I can and I do a lot of things in my life is to counteract the current condition of the world.
Yeah.
I can't hide from it. I can just do my best so that my body can keep going in this situation.
Yes. I drink celery juice.
Yeah.
That's
I was wondering what was in the trash this morning.
Oh, yeah.
There's some really weird. Oh, yep, celery juice. There you
Celery
go.
That's my.
It looked like a weird monster barfed.
For me, I look at it all in the dark side of comedy. I'm like, I want to make fun of everything, no matter how crazy it is. My relief is to make fun of it, because it's all for me. It's all an illusion. I know a lot of people are feeling like this is really real, but for me, it's all like a show. So for me, it's really fun to observe people's pain and what they're going through and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want any pain on people. My goal is to relieve all of that from people.
Yeah.
But the only way for me not to go insane in this society and what people are doing to each other is to look at it in the comical way as much as possible and just kind of like make fun of it.
Yeah, and present it to the public so people
in a comedic way.
In a comedic way.
Right.
I mean, if information of what like our fears is not, if your fears are not talked about, I've isolated myself to the point where my fear felt so real that
And the thing is, you're not alone.
I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And there's people that stay hidden so much that, especially in cities.
Yeah.
But I guess in places in nature, there is not that. I mean, when you're near nature, you don't. Well, I don't know.
But people are hiding from what's happening in their lives by going to nature.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the times they're like going to nature for like a while to
get
hide.
the break.
To get the break.
Run away from the life.
Yeah.
And then they run back.
Yeah.
They go to a music festival. And then they go right back.
Yeah. Sometimes the music festivals are perfect. Well, the festivals that we are going to, the new term that they coin is transformational festival.
Yeah. Those are the ones that are better for me personally.
Yeah. Yes. Me too. Because they would be more accepting of what I do and stuff, and what you guys do.
I mean, this is all my opinion. Everybody has their opinion.
Yeah.
They could totally be against everything that I just said, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I value their opinion just as much as I wish that they value my opinion, but I really don't care if they value my opinion or not.
Right. But you're aware of their space.
Yeah. Everybody has a role to play, and like some of the people that have this role to play don't like I hate what he had to say. Like that's their role, and I'm accepting of that because I accept my role in this place.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, the roles.
This cosmic
Comedy.
Cosmic comedy, and I feel like a lot of times in the roles you do get discouraged and with your role, but
that's part of your role.
That's part of the role. Discouragement. I was depressed for like many years before I did street performing for like 10 years, and most of the time I was just going home from high school and just in my room and creating intense boredom.
And there's so many teenagers that can relate to that.
Oh yeah.
Like I was there too.
Yeah.
Maybe not for that long, but Molly wasn't there. But there's a lot of teenagers that can relate to that.
Yeah.
Oh totally. They were all around me,
But
and I'm like, why are you fuckers so sad?
Eventually, the pain gets so great that it becomes inspiration. It transmutes eventually. I mean,
Nice.
I wouldn't have done but I did it for so long. So it's like we don't have. The way this planet is so transient and everybody's going away from each other, it feels like that. Or your parents are always busy with work or whatever, or at least my parents were busy. We don't have our family, or we don't have our mentors to help us. So I was in that, I hid in my little cubicle longer than I should have. I mean, my parents could have helped, but it's almost like they just kept going forward, like nothing was happening.
Yeah.
But I did say I'm depressed. I was like, and I don't know.
Well, most often
Sorry.
they also like depression. You seek outside help rather than inside help.
And you can't know more than you already know. Like,
Can't
there's
know
no one
more.
out there that can possibly know more than they actually know.
Yeah.
In this, like, in the now. Because, like, you've lived the life that you have. Like, you had the parents that you had the society that you had the time that you had the high school and the teachers that you had. There's no other way that you could, like, you didn't, like, have Gandhi next to you to teach you.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have, maybe you would have known something different, you know?
Yeah.
So those people have that knowledge or whatever, and And then now you have what you have. You have all these connections. You traveled all over the place. You do what you do. But that was part of your journey, and you couldn't see that back then. That's why you were depressed. If you knew that you were going to be doing all this stuff in the future, you would have been like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and smoke it out and wait. Like we do now. We wait now in between the shows, you know? Like, yeah.
Well, I found out that if I didn't go out there, I mean, I could be waiting forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have the dreams. Like, I had the dreams of, I'm going to be known for my performing. I didn't know how, you know? Like, there's a lot of red tape for, like, stage time, just performing, and there's also a lot of people with varying emotions that you deal with, and then there's also people that they'll give you, and now this could be in my head, but sometimes it's not in my head, and there's actually people that are like, that guy, he's kind of like, I don't know, you know, I don't like his energy.
Sure.
What? How could you, you know, you're just living and you're just being yourself, and then all of a sudden there's a mutiny of people that don't like your energy.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's what we all get to do. You get to do the same thing. You get to be like, okay, I don't really like this energy here, and it could be coming from a person
Exactly.
or whatever.
That's free will.
Yeah,
You
we all have that as a tool to judge.
Right. But when it happens to you, it's like
we take it
I
personal.
take it.
Just like the cosmic comedy.
The cosmic comedy.
I felt the universe laughing at me most
Yes.
of my life.
Yes.
I didn't realize that it was laughing at all of us.
Yeah.
Right.
I took it personal.
You felt isolated and alone.
Yeah, I
Right.
felt like I was the only one at the end of this joke.
That is-
But now I'm realizing that we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we're just like one more character that gets to get
and
beat on.
I guess when you can realize that we all are, then we'll all have that epiphany, that moment.
It brings us a little bit closer when we all realize that we're all part of the same game.
Yeah.
We're all like wanting the same things, and it unifies us.
So I was thinking, like, that would be more if there was that cosmic joke that woke us all up on the planet, rather than the storm before the calm or something. Because a lot of people talk about that will wake us all up.
Oh, I call it when the shit hits the fan.
When the shit hits the fan.
Like
I feel like it's already here.
I feel
People
like-
don't even like see that. That's
So-
I
what's
think
so
the
weird.
shit's
So
there.
there's like no time for the cosmic joke now.
Well,
It's
I
like
think
we're
it's
in
happening. The
it.
cosmic joke is happening. Very
Yeah.
few people understand it.
Yeah.
But I guess, is it part of the storm before the calm? Is
Well,
that
okay,
part?
if you look
Because
back
the storm before the calm, people will die, you know?
People
But
are
that's been
dying.
happening.
People are already dying.
It's been
and we're
happening.
ignoring it.
No, but it's been happening.
Well, that's
Look
just all
at,
part
like,
of
if you
it.
look at all of human history, we've been killing each other off like crazy. So it's been happening.
So,
It's like generations have their own drama. This generation, we have our own drama that last generation didn't. And the generation before that had their own drama. And then the
And the
Wild
next
West,
generation will have a different drama.
Revolutionary War and World War One. Like you go back into like Roman empires and like mass killings and you know what I mean? Like it's like constantly here. We just think we take it so personal because it's going to us right now. Like we are the characters of this story out of the now.
yeah.
So we complain about everything because we have phones and videos and we get to be louder now.
Yeah.
But nobody's really listening.
Nobody's listening.
Like people listen and then they like listen to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, and they can't really listen to the first one because they listened to 10 other people in the next 10 days.
Right. It's
It's
just
for-
like
The overstimulation.
overstimulation. We're kind of like nailing it into each other, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we'll put this on the internet and it'll be there.
Yeah.
And how it affects people. You
And
know?
people will scream and shout, and then
And
10
giggle
minutes later
and laugh.
they will be thinking about somebody else.
Right. and the media, the TV still has for some reason still has like power, even though the internet exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
The box still has.
It's the old power.
It's the old power.
The old powers still have power. They're
Right.
holding on to it with their like.
Right, and
They're
there's
passing on
white
the torch
knuckle,
right
yeah.
now to the internet.
right, but they're slowly figuring out the internet. Like
Yeah.
they just passed the FCC's now lets cable. What was that thing they? I even forgot about.
We don't follow that shit.
Yeah, but now the cable companies can charge for things like using Facebook or using live stream, the fee for all these little things. Just like in our real world, there's a fee for parking, there's a fee for storage, there's a fee for
Right. Anything that's popular, you're gonna have to pay for it.
right. And so now there's gonna be like they still want the internet services free, but once it becomes a point where we have people who are just the internet, I don't know what they'll be called, but they kind of. I mean, I'm sure they're doing experiments. I bet there are people like that already exist. They're just the internet. They become fully. They're in their home and they're.
Well, what's that movie?
That's me. Wait, that's me. I only do the internet. No cell phone service. No TV, no house phone.
Yeah, but you talk to people one-on-one.
But you leave the house
You
and
leave
stuff.
the house. You experience.
He's saying like you only live on the internet.
Oh,
There's-
like I want the robot to go out
The
there for
surrogate.
me. The surrogate, that movie,
Right.
yeah.
There's like game places, multi-gaming. You could be. It's so much fun and the virtual experience. Have you played any of the new virtual games and stuff?
No.
You're walking like a character in a real and it looks pretty real.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm waiting till it gets better.
We have
No,
I've tried a couple.
it's gonna get better, but
Yeah,
it's already gotten better. It's
Sweet.
just there's I don't know. There was the first one that was huge was Red Redemption 2,
Cool.
and it's a cowboy and you're on a horse, but the thing is the views, they look like you're outside.
Oh, nice. So it has gotten better. Last time I tried it was like 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years
so I'm
ago.
sure I'm behind on the trying
Yeah.
VR.
Right, but the thing is now people live almost 24/7 on that, so it's creating a new.
But that's part of like their story. They're gonna be the ones that are there. They're not. Their bodies aren't gonna last very long.
Bye.
Just like our battery.
My battery died.
You mean the energy's not gonna last long, or
Yeah, like
computers are not gonna last long.
Or we're gonna create something new because like we're like resilient as humans, you know.
Well,
so like if the internet gets charged and they start charging up the wazoo for all the stuff, we go in and go, hey, how do we get around that? Or how do we like create something new that they can't keep up? You know, like they can't charge us on that. Because there's
They'll
only
just
so
keep
much
you
money
moving.
that we just keep moving.
we keep moving.
yeah.
My only hope is that we don't go like. There's always a fear of dystopian and you know. I mean, right now the biggest thing that happened the most recent in the 1940s, the whole like Holocaust, was in a way like that happened for a reason, and it didn't succeed because with good reason too. So,
Mhm.
but now we were kind of, now people have been more secretive of how that's happening, right?
Well, I mean, everybody focuses on the Holocaust, right? And I've heard comics and all this stuff talk about it right now, like that sign, the cross of like Christians and stuff. That's killed more people than the Holocaust ever did.
Yeah.
And the
Crusades.
Crusades and all that stuff, but nobody really talks about it right now because we're still within the Christian nations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Eventually in history they'll like talk about it the way that we talked about the Nazis and all that stuff. And
Right. Over expansive time,
right.
Christianity actually killed more people than Nazis.
But it was in their mind it was justified.
But the only difference is that the Nazis was like, it was just like genocide, extreme genocide now, right? but that, like you said, that's happening. Genocide is happening now.
Well, I mean, if you look at all the the
In
Americas, just look at the Americas because we're here, right?
Well,
Like,
America's not.
so the people that were here before the Christian religion showed up, there
Yeah.
was a huge genocide. It just
Genocide.
wasn't publicly. It was so long ago that it wasn't a public record the way that it happened in 1940.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there was more publicity, more of like the newspapers and like radio and all that stuff.
Well, it goes back to the fears. When people have these fears, they're willing to do a lot to keep what they have,
Yeah.
to protect their children, to keep what they have.
Well, the idea
Fight
is,
for them.
I guess the fear is like a lack of. So the fear is, oh, I only have this life with these people I'm experiencing now.
It's
Yeah.
So I
very
protect-
temporary. Yeah.
Right. I protect
Right now.
my own.
But we're not worried about 3 generations down, or if you go like reincarnation, I could come back. And I'm gonna have to deal
be
with it.
screwed. Yeah, I'm gonna, like all this pollution. Like if I was a big company and I'm like polluting, if you only believe in one religion and not put them all together and like understand a lot of this stuff, like you're like, that's okay. Somebody else will deal with it.
Yeah.
But most likely you're gonna be the next life that's gonna be like drinking that polluted water with your belly out of here with worms in it and everything, because that's karma.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
everybody
the
kinda
cosmic
understands
comedy.
karma. That's the cosmic comedy.
Right there.
It's like all these people that think like, oh fuck everybody. They're actually saying that to themselves,
Yeah.
and it comes full circle.
It's full circle.
Yeah.
Everything you dish out gets dished back
Well,
to you.
also part of the cosmic comedy is that we constantly forget. We're born, and then we forget.
Right.
And another part of the cosmic comedy, it's like you're born, you're already stuff is put onto you. You know, you get a social security, you're owned by the bank in a way. You can get circumcised. You know, you're
Yeah.
being forced a religion, and you're being convinced how to think.
Yeah, at 1 day old.
At 1 day old.
Yeah. Or even before that, right?
Yeah.
You're already
Are
like,
you getting vaccinations
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are toxic,
Right.
that have been known
You're
50%?
being brainwashed from the womb, like, you're gonna do this.
You're
You're
gonna be
gonna
the
do
best
that.
soccer
You're gonna be an
player.
architect. You're gonna be a lawyer.
Yeah.
But the best jobs: architect, lawyer, doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Or businessman.
Yeah.
Businessman.
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. I'm scared. It's getting dark. I don't know.
I think we might have to be done.
Well, let me just check if the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet the lighting
Check the
is
eyeballs.
good. Oh no, the lighting's pretty good.
All right. Sweet.
Okay, we're still good.
We should have set. Well, I could set up some more lights here, actually.
We have lights. That thing over there is a light switch.
Oh. Keep talking though.
Okay.
This is the pause for effect. We'll freeze. Oh, bright light. How does the light look on that thing? Good
Perfect.
stuff. All right. I guess we keep going. Let there be light.
Let there
Well,
be
we'll keep
light.
going until the flow is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until it's dead.
Um,
Until it's time to go.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to an open mic.
oh, what time is it?
I don't know.
What time? We're gonna go to open mic.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to do.
I want a French fry.
Are you guys gonna
Oh, I already
perform?
started. No.
We're gonna witness.
We just witnessed.
Yeah, I'll perform.
All right.
Sweet.
But I've been to the Joshua Tree open mic a long time ago. Not long, like 2 or 3 years ago.
At
Okay.
the saloon.
I think it was the saloon.
Oh yeah.
And we just ate it. The restaurant has good food.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I want to perform, and then he puts up all his friends, and he kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, that happened.
But
That happened to us in India.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were
We
gonna
went
perform
to,
an
yeah, we were
open
gonna
mic?
perform in India with a friend of mine, and then he put all his friends on there and said, "Oh, sorry," but
Not
he
you.
wasn't sorry. He was just he wanted his friends to play.
Right. Well, that's another. I did a long-term thing of going to a lot of open mics and stuff. And I like that open mics are portals for you to express yourself and stuff. But the drawback is sometimes the director of the open mic is, you know, it's friends.
It's his show.
It's his
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And you know, within reason, that's it should be his show because he put so much. He's putting once a week. You know.
All that energy. Into
Right.
it.
And who is this guy?
Right.
And which in a way makes me realize like performance. You know, you're taught that when you're performing, you're giving a gift, you're expressing, but then it takes so much. Like, what I got triggered was like, I have something to give, you know, blah, and it's just so hard to give. Nobody wants to listen, and I gotta wait online, and I don't even know. I'm gonna waste my whole night not even knowing if I'm gonna perform at this open mic, and like I took it. Unfortunately, I took it personally, right? And after doing, you know, years of it, and that just makes me think like it's the other way around. It's like you should be grateful when you have the opportunity to finally speak your word, you know? But the truth is, most people don't get to. Like my thing that I keep dreaming about, like I have this repetitive dream, is like I dream about like I'm this guy, I'm trying to speak my word, and people are like, oh man, shut up, I have something better to say. Like most people, a lot of people are living this life where everybody is not listening,
Not being heard.
not being heard.
Yeah.
So that's where you develop these people that are very isolated. So that's what's not great about the city. Because in a city, a lot of people are not being heard.
Right.
And then it always feels like it's like this battle. And I guess sometimes it feels like the battle is not worth even battling.
Well, that's when the universe is trying to tell you that you should be somewhere else.
Maybe, but sometimes when you go somewhere else, you're just going to deal with the same thing somewhere
Maybe it's
else.
not even that. Maybe it's not about somewhere else. Maybe it's a different like mindset. You know, it's about like knowing that your value of what you have to say is really good, right? It's like that whole planting of the seed on like you're trying to plant the seed on concrete, right?
Instead of fertile
topsoil. So like your precious seed shouldn't go on concrete. Shouldn't be like just willy-nilly put out there everywhere and see what happens. It's like you only have so much limited energy and you want to put it out to the best soil possible. So you just hold on and you wait till it's like a really good audience and then you just let it out and like
and you're rewarded or like, you know, you're getting food and fuel, sustenance from these things.
It's reciprocal.
In a greater way when you're giving at the right time.
Right, because so many people get burnt out because they just want to like, they feel like the mission is to give and to give now. And then
to give to everyone.
It's only half the mission. The mission is to give the best quality stuff to the people that are ready for it. And not everybody's ready for it. Especially like if the open mic's like being weird, it's letting you know like, okay, this crowd's not ready for it. That's cool. Thanks, universe. And like, and it doesn't get you angry anymore because you understand that there's somebody that's like puppeteering the whole thing, you know, like
a bigger
bigger entity, bigger picture, somebody like the programmer or like whatever you want to call it, you know.
I think the person that or the entity that's programming the whole thing is actually us though.
We're tiny pieces
we're
of
a tiny
the whole.
piece of the whole.
But it's like a mirror. Like
Yeah.
we're existing now. We exist in this physical body, but we're also existing now as a seventh dimensional creature or something.
Sure.
That's.
But on the now that we're here, we gotta play by the rules of this here.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
we're here.
we're all kind of working with all interdimensions at the.
That's
because
the beauty of it. That's
well,
the beauty.
I mean, it you simplify it by saying there's a puppet master. Somebody.
There's the chairman in charge of
the chairman, to say that it's God or what
the universe.
you
I
simplify it as God.
Sure.
You know, but God, the term God is too simple. It's
Yeah.
not. It's like
it's so much more than that.
it's so much more than that, right? So,
I would say.
but I would say it is simple though, because actually God, it's actually us doing all the.
I feel like we're like, okay, my perspective doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's just my free will to think what I think. Right? Is that like the let's call it the all, the thing that controls everything, right? Is like out there watching and puppeteering everything, and we're like in his dream, or not his. Sorry.
No pronouns.
Edit the his part out of it. That's just the English language. It's in the Spanish language and all that stuff. It's what we've been taught. But like, you know, when you think about it, it's like we're like the creative force in this construct of this creator's dream. So we are like solid matter because it's so powerful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But we're still puppets.
We're still puppets. You've heard of that? We could also be. This could also be a very complicated, well, very intricate virtual existence.
We're in the Matrix.
Another computer program.
Yeah.
Type. I mean, not a computer in the sense
Well,
that we know computers.
Well, not
But like-
right, but something created this, and then what's beyond that created this, and what created.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
so
complex.
deep.
To
So
see
deep.
like every molecule of everything that we know, like everything that we know put together, like there's not enough of our minds that can capture how complicated this creation is. It's just amazing. And that's part of the cosmic comedy. It's like we see how amazing it is, and then how shitty it is, and then how amazing it is, and how shitty it is, and we just go back and forth like an accordion, and it's beautiful music, you know.
It's beautiful music, and I go through like a lot. I think like a lot of people, I go through a lot of highs about it, and then a lot of lows. It's just like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But
The waiting in between.
I'd rather be in the middle where you're like,
Yeah.
you know, I'd rather be surfing it
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
rather than going like, let's get like the way I perform. I'm like, this is it.
But okay, since you said
You're gonna
surfing,
break a blood vessel.
since
by
you said
doing that.
surfing, right? Like when you surf, you have to wait for the waves. You can't create the wave, and you can't ride all of them because you're like you're where you're at. Like sometimes the wave like starts breaking too early or too fast. You know, like you have to wait and then you ride the wave.
Patience.
So it's the same thing. You want to ride like you want to surf it all, then you gotta wait for the right wave, and then just stay on it. Don't lose your balance. It's all about balance.
I know. I feel like I'm not gonna even plant that seed.
Planting seeds, yes.
Let's
Planting
ride
seeds.
the wave. We're riding the wave together.
Yes.
Yes. That sounds good.
It's like those 3 people on 3 different surfboards, and then we're gonna add a little dog, and we're gonna do acrobatics on the surfboards as we're like riding the wave. It just gets funner, you know.
Yeah.
The
As
better
you get older.
Yeah, the better you get at riding the waves and knowing the patience on waiting for the right wave and all that stuff, the easier it gets and the less frustrating and all that stuff.
One thing that blocks me on the wave is the confusion. I'm addicted to confusing myself.
You want to get unaddicted?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I was just about to say something that was gonna block me. I mean, it is a lot about like what you say and how.
Oh, you can cock block yourself all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a big cock blocker.
So
I always say I want adventure, but I cock block myself from adventure.
all you have to do is.
And I tell people adventure, you know.
So now, The beginning of non-cock blocking yourself is to say that you're no longer that. Right now, from today on.
I'm no longer a
There you
cock
go.
blocker.
And you just can't change. You can't go back to the old record of like going back around and around and around and saying the same thing.
Yeah.
If you want to change, like if you want different results.
Someone told me that I was talking like I was worrying, and I said I do not worry, and they're like, but you just were. I'm gonna start right now manifesting what I want into my life.
Yeah.
I'm not worrying, and I got a wink, and she walked away. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's that. It's starting it right away with your words,
Yeah.
and then
It's
the
right.
thoughts, and then things become less confusing.
Well, that's it. I mean, there'll be a moment again where you'll get the adrenaline pumping, and I guess you wouldn't call it worrying anymore. You'd give it a new word because.
It may feel the same because like the manifestation doesn't necessarily happen right now.
Yeah.
Because you've said so many times. Like if I had said 100 times that I'm a warrior. Right?
Warrior or worrier?
Like I don't know how to pronounce that.
Worry.
Like if I worry a lot and I say that a lot, like
Yeah.
100 times, and today I started by saying one time that I'm no longer gonna worry,
Yeah.
then those ripples that I created back here are still catching up to me. So I gotta say it more and more and more and more
You gotta
until
keep saying it.
you gotta just keep like
until
adding
you've reprogrammed the
fire,
matrix.
yeah, adding fuel to that fire to you reprogram your own matrix.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah.
like just you. And then if we all reprogram our own matrix, then the big matrix gets changed.
Yes.
Like the mini and the micro and the macro.
I missed out on that.
Okay, ready? All three. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Three-way slap. Makes a.
Is that the same
Bump.
as when you toast? Like you have to look at people in the eyeballs in order to have good sex for 7 years?
No, I don't know.
No,
I think
the
high
high
five
five.
is just more about the sound.
The sound. We thudded.
I know the three of us were like, whoa.
One more thud.
One more thud. I missed somebody there. Here we go.
Oh, the first one was the perfect one.
Okay, we'll just keep the first one.
Okay.
Cock and balls.
All right. I think that's good.
All right, cock and balls.
Sign off.
Signing off. If you remember, oh wow, 1 hour.